But anyhow, when I am able to trust myself, I recognize I'm able to trust others. And so whatever I find myself slipping out of, the sweet spot where I feel good at all about people and about myself, I remind myself to trust the situation, trust that things are always going to work out, trust that you're guided and held by someone who knows the plan. Like God knows the whole plan. He knows everything from beginning to end, Alpha and Omega. He knows your whole story and he knows where you have to go. You need to trust him and get in alignment with what he has in store for you. And hey Fibers, welcome back to another episode of Fibers to 40, the podcast and community where we are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps throughout our 30s so we can have a fascinating and fabulous life. This channel is dedicated to millennials. It's dedicated to anyone really who's growth oriented. We like to keep our conversations around 4 pillar topics. We talk about health, we talk about relationships, we talk about finances, and we talk about our careers. And all of September 2020. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you really should go ahead and do that. It is 5 years till 40. And I will leave the handle in the description of this episode. But yeah, all of September is talking about sweetness, because the world, people are kind of angry nowadays, and I find myself slipping out of my sweetness. Like I tend to get snarly at people more often than I used to. So I committed the month of September to just staying sweet and staying authentic and staying real. And so that's what I did. And so we're sharing all these little tips on how we can stay in our sweetness. And if you still want to know what really is sweetness, when I say being sweet, well, to me, sweetness is when you feel good, but more than that, like you're good. You're good. So if I have to come up with the qualities of being in my sweetness, I would say it's me being seen, so I know that I am appreciated and I'm acknowledged. And it would be me being safe, because safety is a huge core value for me. If I don't feel safe, I don't react well. And it would be being understood, so I don't mind explaining myself, but I don't have to wonder if people understand where I'm coming from, or I don't have to feel like oh my gosh, am I the only one who understands what I'm saying? Or I say something and get met with glaze over eyes, or worse yet, blank stares. So when I'm in a place where I'm around people and I'm around places and things that help me to feel appreciated and acknowledged, and help me to feel as though people understand what I'm saying, and helps me to feel safe, then I'm in my sweetness, shell. So anyway, I'm just gonna share 5 ways today of how I stay in my sweetness, right? So let's jump right in. The first thing is remembering to trust. Now, trust is an ongoing process, and it was a huge thing for me. I didn't even recognize that I had trust issues until about 2 years ago, 2018, when I decided to start doing some real soul work, because I felt like I was seeing a lot of patterns in my life, especially in relationships, like personal relationships. I was seeing all these patterns. I'm like, wait a minute, I am I believe I'm a good person. I have great friendships. I believe in what I'm doing. I show up, and I show up fully. When I work, I put my all into it. But why am I getting these kind of results? So I thought, something is going on. And in researching and working on myself, I realized that I have all these trust issues. I say I want help, and I don't know how to accept it. And I was very distrusting of other people. And ridiculously, being distrusting of other people only attracted untrustworthy people into my life. So Go figure. But anyhow, when I am able to trust myself, I recognize I'm able to trust others. And so whenever I find myself slipping out of, the sweet spot where I feel good all about people and about myself, I remind myself to trust the situation, trust that things are always going to work out, trust that you're guided and held by someone who knows the plan. Like God knows the whole plan. He knows everything from beginning to end, Alpha and Omega. He knows your whole story and he knows where you have to go. You need to trust him and get in alignment with what he has in store for you. And so I really leaned into trust. And I also had to take some accountability. So and I'm going to put in the stories the accountability episode that we did when we talked about authenticity and accountability that we did in August. And just you can go back and look in the authenticity playlist and you will see that episode as well. You can check it out when I tell you about how accountability really helps you to foster authentic relationships with yourself and others, right? So that's when I realized I had to take account for I was the one who ignored the signs in some of these situations. I was the one who maybe didn't follow through when I said I would do something. I was the one who, you get intuition, you get guidance, you get people telling you stuff and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. And then when the thing goes kaput, you're upset. Well, I know that happened to me. I'm like, no, Anisha, come on, you have to own up, you have to take accountability. And I did. And I took accountability for what I did, and I recognized that I can't take all of the blame for it because people would gaslight you. They will lie or omit stuff and say, well, you should have known, but really that's not fair. So I give them theirs and I take mine. I never will. So trust helps to keep me in my sweet spot. And the other thing I do is to make sure I keep my boundaries really clear. So I had to make sure I evaluate the things that I know. And again, authenticity played a huge role in that. And if you want to go back, I have an episode on core values and authenticity and action. And core values help me to establish my boundaries. So I know what's important to me, and I know what lights me up. I know what I love. I know what makes my heart sing. I know that I love dancing. I know I love getting good feedback. I know I like doing this. I like coming on and sharing. And then sometimes people would message you and say, oh my gosh, I got this idea from here. Oh my gosh, I used this approach because of something that was said on the program. I'm like, oh, yay, with breaking it. So that lights me up. And I also know what frustrates me. So that helps me to establish my boundaries. So I know I can lean into things that I love doing. And I know to be careful around things that frustrate me. Number 3, stop giving a shit about competition. This is what I did and I loved it. It really helped me. I would unfollow things that give me anytime I'm like, I don't have time for this, I'm gone. I would tune out people, going back to the boundaries thing, people who want to come and try to get you to inside drama in your life. I'm like, no babe, I'm not on a trip. I'm not into the whole drama thing. So I'm done. I sign out. And you know what really helped me? I was listening to this TED talk from this lady, and she was talking about minimalism. And funnily enough, it helped me to kind of get a different approach on competition. Because she said in this episode, in her talk, she said that you don't have to own something to enjoy it. Right? She was talking about minimalism, and I thought to myself, how amazing that is true. I don't have to own something to enjoy it. So for example, one of the things that I know that used to frustrate me as I was getting older, into 5 years to 40, is recognizing that there's all this feeling of pressure to get married or to be in a happy loving relationship. And because I don't have one, sometimes I'll be like, what's happening? What's going on? And I realized that it started to make me contract. But when I heard this from her, I'm like, I don't have to be in a relationship to acknowledge that there are other people who have beautiful relationships, and I could look and just see and say, hey, you know, that's good. It's good encouragement. So just because I don't have something doesn't mean I can't be happy for other people having it. And that's a standard I have in my life right now. So even when it comes to things like, you know, you might see somebody with a, what do I like other people have? Not a whole lot. But I don't know, maybe a car. Like I want to change my car. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But anyhow, and I'm like, I don't have to be upset if I see somebody with a nice vehicle. It's like, that is a nice car. I'm gonna keep my eye on this Vitara. I'll keep my eyes on the Creature, although somebody tell me that they don't have 4-wheel drive. So anyhow, I digress. What I'm saying is, I could acknowledge, I could look at things, and I don't have to own it for me to enjoy it. I can see it and say, oh, that's cute. I like to see these people happy. I like to see this lady having her big, beautiful family, having 3-4 kids. I love to see that. And I can enjoy that from here instead of thinking, well, I must own it too for me to be happy. You don't have to own it to enjoy it, right? That's 3. Number 4. The 4th thing that keeps me in my sweetness is coming into acceptance and love for myself. And this is something, again, that I struggle with, because I always feel like, you know, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, you need to do that. But right now I'm at the point in my life where I'm just like, you know what, yes, I am working out every day and I am eating healthy, but you know what? I like who I am right now. Yes, I am still saying that I believe I need to trim off some pounds for my health reasons, and health is serious, guys. We need to take this health thing seriously. Like, so much people being sick and things that could, you know, so we need to look at that health issue. But all I'm saying is, where I am right now, I like me, I like myself, I like my size. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep working on my body, but not liking my body, it really keeps me out of, because when I'm like, oh my gosh, I would make jokes about myself, and it's not out of self-depreciation. It's just, it is what it is. I like that I have it. Okay, I have, you know, rolls or whatever, but whatever, who cares? It's my body, and I love every bit of it, just how it is, while I'm working towards where I need to go, which is the foundation principle of this whole channel. Anyway, this is why you're joining, you know this. And the 5th thing is the 5th thing that keeps me in sweetness, in my sweet spot, is knowing that I am taking part in my world work, like I am giving service and I have a purpose, and I feel as though I'm doing something not just for my individual self, but something that the collective can benefit from, like people in the whole world. So giving service really keeps me in my sweet spot. So like something, you know, something happens, I'm able to volunteer, I'm able to help somebody, I'm able to do something, and just get all these warm fuzzy feelings, and that makes me feel good, and that keeps me in my sweet spot. I feel appreciated, I feel seen when I do those things, I feel understood when I'm able to help people and give service. So that's my 5 things for keeping in my sweetness. I would love to hear what keeps you in your sweetness, like what gives you that good, you know, good feeling that makes you feel good about yourself and makes you want to go out and, you know, dance. And I didn't mention music, oh my gosh. Music has to be in here somewhere. Music and dancing and movement. Anyhow, so that's a bonus tip. Music and dancing and movement and connection. Like, those are all things that can keep you in your sweetness. But these 5 tips that I just shared are things like the guiding principles into having better relationships, into enjoying the things that you do more, because you know you feel that you trust yourself, and you feel that you know your boundaries, are, and you know that you don't need to worry about competition and to enjoy your body. And enjoy your body is rhythm, music, and dancing coming in. So you don't need to wait for someone to tell you to get up and go on a dance floor. You hear something that you like, and if you like dancing, you go out here and you dance and enjoy yourself, because this is movement that's good for you, good for your health, good for everything, child. And you keep your mind focused on not just doing stuff that's good for yourself, but good for other people. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you so much for joining for the entire month of September. And I would love to hear where your journey is at. What major wins did you have in September? What sweet thing that you did? What sweet thing you got done to you? Let us know. Send direct message, send comments, put in the comments of this episode, whatever you need to do. Go ahead and let's keep interacting with each other. Let's keep celebrating each other. Let's keep taking care of each other, taking care of ourselves, and let's keep doing the most, guys. Have a great night. Bye.